I'm Daniel Houghton, here to talk about getting ready to cut vinyl with Adobe Illustrator. Welcome to the training on the Roland GS24 vinyl cutter. It's an awesome piece of equipment. Check out some examples of what you can make on a vinyl cutter. You could make stencils for spray paint or silkscreen applications. You could cover your math homework in stickers that express your deranged interior psychological state. You could put Santa on some old boards. You could put other Santa stuff on a window. You could put dinosaurs on some drinking glasses. And you could tell all your friends how much you really love Apple computers. So let's get started already. Step on up to the Mac nearby, log in, and press Command Spacebar to search for Adobe Illustrator. When it loads, click New File, and make sure that your units are set to inches, that your width, which is your x-axis, is set to 1.1 inches, and that your height, which is your y-axis, is set to 1.1 inches. Click Create, and you should be staring at an artboard that is slightly bigger than 1 inch by 1 inch square. And already there's an important concept here, and the important concept is start small and start precise. Learn to control your work environment and your equipment with absolute precision, moon landing precision. And please know that I firmly believe that even in the smallest of work environments, we have the opportunity to make compelling, emotional, intellectual, and vigorous work. So let's start with a very simple technical challenge. First, take a look at your mouse. There should be a mouse wheel in between the two buttons. That wheel is also a button. It's called the middle mouse button, and you can click it along with rolling it. So click the middle mouse button and drag your artboard around until it's in a convenient, visible spot. Then choose the rectangle tool, which has the hotkey of the letter M on your keyboard. So press the letter M on your keyboard to choose the rectangle tool. Please memorize and use hotkeys always, whenever present. If you don't ever learn hotkeys, then you, as a digital artist, are like a piano player who only uses one hand to play. With your rectangle tool chosen, set your stroke width to 0.25, the thinnest it can go. A nice thin stroke width will give you an indication of what you're asking the vinyl cutter to cut without being so thick that it blocks the other lines in your work. Now left click and drag to make your best approximation of a square that fits inside your artboard. And then make it precise. Look over here at the transform parameters for the rectangle that I just drew. It's got a width and a height, an x-axis and a y-axis. Notice how I'm not yet being precise. Let's make the square exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. Great, the width and the height are precise, but doing so caused my square to scoot off the side of my artboard. So go ahead and choose the selection tool with the V hotkey on your keyboard, left click and drag to recenter it. And at this moment you might be saying, come on Daniel, that's not perfectly centered. You're just clicking and dragging and eyeballing the center. And to that I would say, good catch. So let's talk about how to perfectly center this rectangle within the artboard. Looking at your transform panel, you might guess that to perfectly center the rectangle, you would simply take your width of 1 inch divided by 2 to get the center, and that would be ½ an inch, 0.5 inches. Same for the height. But look what I get. The rectangle is not centered in the artboard. It's biased to the left and biased up on my canvas. Why? Well, remember all the way back to when we defined the size of our artboard. What did we define it to be? 1.1 inches. And what's half of 1.1? What's the center of 1.1? It's 0.55 inches. Entering those values gives me a perfectly centered rectangle. Okay, next time we will actually cut the vinyl on the vinyl cutter and talk more about why all this obsession with precision.